We're in week 7 of my Great Teams of the Past, season number 2, featuring teams from 1919 to 1930. And it's week 7 out of 9, so we are in the home stretch. And today we've got a big one. The 1929 Chicago Cubs visit the 1927 New York Yankees. It's game 1 of their 4-game series. These are the teams in second and third place. They're both chasing now the 1920 Cleveland Indians. As you can see by the standings, the Yankees 16-8 and in second place, but they are coming off having lost 3 of 4 to the Indians, and the Yankees are just 3 wins, 4 losses in their last 7 games. The 29 Chicago Cubs, they're headed in a different direction. They're headed upward. 13-7 in third place. They've won 7 of their last 8. So, big series here to see if one of these teams can keep pace with the Indians. Earlier in week number 7, didn't have any of these games on YouTube, but mostly involving teams in the bottom half. The 1922 Giants and the 1922 Browns split their series. The 1927 Pirates took 3 of 4 from the 1919 Reds. Still to come, we've got the first place Indians against the fourth place 1930 Cardinals. The 1925 Senators have the bye here in week number 7. So let's meet the teams for this one. Starting lineups first for the visiting Chicago Cubs. Leading off and playing third base is Norm McMillan. Riggs Stevenson in left field. Rogers Hornsby at second base. Hack Wilson's in center field. Kiki Kyler's in right. Charlie Grimm's at first base. Woody English is the shortstop. Zach Taylor's behind the plate. And the starting pitcher for the Cubs is Charlie Root. Root 3-1 through 5 starts with a 3.18 ERA. Starting line for the Yankees, leading off and playing center field is Earl Combs. Tony Lazzari's at second base. Babe Ruth in right field. Lou Gehrig bats cleanup and plays first base. Bob Musil's in left. Pat Collins is the catcher. Mark Koenig's at shortstop. Joe Dugan's at third base. And the starting pitcher for the Yankees is Herb Pennock. Pennock 3-2 in 6 starts, a 3.55 ERA. Looking at the team stats, the Yankees rank third in the league in batting average at 263. They were a lot higher before that Cleveland series. Did not hit well over those last 4 games. But pitching's been a problem. 7th best ERA in the league out of 9 teams, 3.82. The Cubs, great pitching team, number 1 in the league in ERA, 2.88. Not a great hitting team, number 5 in the league with a 2.43 average, 20 points worse than the Yankees. Cubs have the pitching advantage today. Root an A-rated pitcher, Pennock a B-rated pitcher. Let's see what happens. Let's play ball. Leading off for the Cubs, Norm McMillan. McMillan's batting .296 on the season. Last time out in the series against Washington, 5 for 15 with a home run. McMillan gets things started by hitting a fly ball to right. Babe Ruth has it for the first out of the game. Here's Riggs Stevenson. He's hitting .253 on the season. It's just 2 for 18 in his last series. Riggs Stevenson draws ball 4. The Cubs have a base runner with 1 out. That'll bring to the plate Rogers Hornsby. He was the MVP in 1929 for these Cubs, hit .380. Here in this mini season, batting .317 after 20 games. That's a team best. 13 RBIs, tied for the team lead. Had a great series against Washington, 6 for 17 with a home run. And Hornsby here, drive to left. It's deep. It's back. It's gone. Rogers Hornsby, a 2-run home run, and the Cubs with an early 2-0 lead. Hornsby's 3rd home run of the season. That will bring to the plate Hack Wilson. Wilson, .289, team best 5 home runs. 4 for 15 in the last series, though 2 of them were homers. This time, fly ball to right. Catchable, Babe Ruth has it for the 2nd out. Here's Kiki Kyler hitting .294 on the season. And he will hit a bouncer to second base. Lazzeri has it over to first. Side retired. But Rogers Hornsby, you're in the top of the first, a 2-run home run to give the Cubs the lead. Earl Combs to lead things off. He is 6th in the league with a 337 average, but was a lot higher before going 3 for 18 in his last series against Cleveland. Combs does rank first in the league with 35 hits, tied for third in the league with 18 runs. He will get things started by hitting a fly ball to right. Kiki Kyler makes the catch, 1 out. Tony Lazzeri is batting .281 on the season. 4 for 19 against Cleveland. 2 of them were home runs, however. He will hit a ground ball left side. The shortstop English has it, throws over to first, 2 outs. That'll bring to the plate Babe Ruth, .286 average on the season, tied for the league best with 9 home runs. He was 3 for 10 in the last series, 1 home run, drew 8 walks in the last 4 games. Here he's going to hit one into the gap, and Babe Ruth has a 2-out double. That will bring to the plate Lou Gehrig. Gehrig in a terrible slump. Averages down to .267 after going just 1 for 15 in the Cleveland series. And can't get it done here. Pops it up right side. Rogers Hornsby makes the catch for the 3rd out. We've played 1 inning. The Cubs lead 2-0. Charlie Grimm to lead off for the Cubs. Grimm hitting .227 this season. Grimm, 66, gets to roll on his second column. Looking for an extra base hit. He had 10 home runs in 1929. And he's got one here. He puts it over the right field wall for a solo home run. 3-0 Chicago Cubs. And that is Grimm's 3rd home run of the season. So both Hornsby and Grimm with their 3rd homers. It is 3-0 already. That brings to the plate Woody English. English hitting .240 this season. Had a great series against Washington, 6 for 14. And he keeps it going here with a base hit. Cubs already 3 runs on 3 hits, 2 of them home runs. Zach Taylor comes to the plate. He is hitting a team worst 149 among the regulars. Did have 4 hits in the last series. So runner on first, nobody out for Taylor. Hits it hard, but right at Joe Dugan. Dugan able to knock it down. His only play is to first. He does get the out. Woody English advances to second base. Here's the pitcher, Charlie Root. Root just 2 for 15 on the season. He will be looking to sacrifice here. And he takes strike 1 and strike 2. And on the 3rd try, he does get the sacrifice bunt down. It is a good one. It is successful. So he is out. Woody English moves to third base, 2 outs, and we are back to the top of the order. Norm McMillan, who is 0 for 1 today. And McMillan, weak grounder, left side. Joe Dugan charges, picks it up, throws to first in time to get the 3rd out. So runner stranded on third base there, but the Grimm home run makes it 3-0 Chicago. To lead things off for the Yankees in the bottom of the 2nd, it'll be Bob Musial. Musial, not long ago, was hitting better than 400. Not long ago, he was the league's top hitter. But after going just 2 for 16 in the Cleveland series, his average has dropped to 351, which ranks him 4th in the league. Still tied for first in the league with 24 RBIs, still number one in the league with 13 doubles, fourth in the league with 6 home runs, but not done much lately. So here's Musial, and he hits a ground ball to the shortstop, Woody English. Throws him out. Here's Pat Collins. Collins hitting .284 on the season. Had a home run in the last series among his 3 hits. And Collins, 33, he gets to roll on his second column. That's 7 home runs in 1927. And he's got one here. He puts one over the wall. It is now 3-1 Yankees. Pat Collins hits his 4th home run of the season. The Yankees 28th in 25 games. So that'll bring to the plate Mark Koenig. Koenig hitting .209 this season. And he pops it up left side. Norm McMillan has it. That'll be the second out. Now Joe Dugan. Dugan's hitting a team worst 167 this season. But here he gets a 66. He gets to roll on his second column. Just 2 home runs in 1927. And he scorches one into the gap. Joe Dugan has himself a 2-out double. That'll bring up the pitcher, Herb Pennock. Pennock, 3 for 14 at the plate this season. This time, fly ball to right. Kiki Kyler has it. The Yankees are retired, but not before. Pat Collins hits a solo home run to cut the Yankee deficit to 3-1. Rick Stevenson to lead things off in the top of the third, drew a walk his first time up. This time he grounds out to the shortstop. Koenig throws him out. Here's Rogers Hornsby, 2-run homer in the first. This time he also hit the ground ball to short, and Koenig throws him out. So 2 outs. Here's Hack Wilson. He is 0 for 1 today. This time, though, lines 1 into left field. It is a base hit. 2-out single for Hack Wilson. Here is Kiki Kyler, who is 0 for 1. Kyler tied for first in the league with 6 stolen bases. And he looks at ball 1 and ball 2. And then pops it up in foul territory behind the plate. Collins will make the catch for the 3rd out. To the bottom of the 3rd, Yankees are back to the top of the order, 1, 2, 3 hitters. Here's Earl Combs, who is 0 for 1. And he pops it up. Third baseman McMillan has it for the 1st out. Tony Lazzeri is 0 for 1. Ground ball up the middle. Woody English is able to get to it. Throws over to first. 2 outs. Here's Babe Ruth, who doubled his first time up. And Ruth pops it up left side. Taken by Norm McMillan. A 1-2-3 inning for Charlie Root. Leading things off for Chicago in the top of the 4th, it's Charlie Grimm. He has a solo home run already. This time, ground ball left side. The third baseman Dugan has it. Throws to first for the 1st out. Woody English singled his first time up. 7th hit in the 5 games. And hits it hard. Hits it on a line, though, right at Earl Combs in center field for the 2nd out. Here's Zach Taylor, who is 0 for 1. Red die's hung up in the corner, so I'm going to re-roll. And that is a ball. And Pennock now strikes out Zach Taylor. 1-2-3 inning for Herb Pennock. Bottom of the fourth, the Yankees. Here's Lou Gehrig, 0 for 1. Just one hit in his last 16 at-bats. Well, not a hit, but he does get on base with a walk. Leadoff runner is aboard. Here's Bob Musial, 0 for 1. And Musial slices one into right field. Kiki Kyler runs it down. Lou Gehrig's going to make his way to third base. Musial has a single. There are runners at the corners with nobody out for Pat Collins, who homered in the second inning. First pitch, Collins takes it. Bob Musial steals second. So that puts runners on second and third. Nobody out. Cubs are going to play. Cubs have a good defense. All right, they're going to play in. Fly ball to left. Rig Stevenson's going to make the catch. Lou Gehrig's going to tag. Lou Gehrig is going to score on the sacrifice fly. That makes it 3-2 Chicago. Yankees within one run. So runner on second with one out. Mark Koenig's at the plate. He is 0 for 1. And Koenig's got a base hit into right field. Bob Musial's going to score from second. We are all tied up. Chicago jumped out to a 3-0 lead, but the Yankees have scored 3 straight. We are 3-3 here in the bottom of the fourth. Still just one out for Joe Dugan, who doubled his last time up. This time, fly ball into center field for Hack Wilson to catch. 2 outs. Here's Herb Pennock, who's 0 for 1 today. And Pennock hits one sharply at Norm McMillan, the third baseman. He is able to grab it and throw to first to tire the side. But the Yankees here in the fourth tie the game at 3. Collins, a sacrifice fly, his second RBI of the day. Koenig with an RBI single. All right, all tied up heading to the fifth. Charlie Root to lead things off. He has sacrificed his first time up. This time, fly ball into center field that Earl Combs will catch. Back to the top of the order. Norm McMillan is 0 for 2. And Pennock strikes him out. 2 outs. Rig Stevenson is 0 for 1 with a walk. And fly ball into center. Combs has it. Another 1-2-3 inning for Herb Pennock. Cubs scored 3 runs in the first 2 innings. They've gone scoreless the last 3. And now New York comes to the plate in the bottom of the fifth, looking to take the lead. Top of the order, Earl Combs leads off. He is 0 for 2 today. And Combs will hit a fly ball into left. Rig Stevenson has it for the first out. Tony Lazzeri is 0 for 2. This time, however, ground ball right up the middle and into center field. He's got a single. So here comes Babe Ruth, 1 for 2, doubled his first time up. Runner on first with 1 out. And Babe Ruth will draw a walk, putting runners on first and second with 1 out for Lou Gehrig. Gehrig is 0 for 1 with a walk. Fly ball into center. It's shallow. Hack Wilson runs in, makes the catch. Runners have to stay put. There are 2 outs. Here's Bob Musial, 1 for 2 today. Tied for the league lead in RBIs and could use one here, but he will not. Fly ball into the left. Rick Stevenson has it. Side retired. On to the 6th, still tied at 3. Here's Rogers Hornsby, 1 for 2. 2-run home run back in the first inning. Hornsby, ground ball to the shortstop. Koenig throws him out. 1 away. Hack Wilson is 1 for 2. And he puts a ball into right field. That'll fall in for a base hit for his 2nd hit of the game. Kiki Kyler comes to the plate, 0 for 2. Sliced into right field. It's in for a hit. Hack Wilson's going to make his way to third base. And the Cubs have runners at the corners with 1 out. Kyler, we mentioned earlier, tied for first in the league with 6 stolen bases. And on the first pitch, he will steal second. Oops. Kyler safe at second, stolen base. So, set runners on second and third for Charlie Grimm. Grimm homered, solo homer in the 2nd inning, then grounded out his 2nd time up. He's got runners on second and third with 1 out. Chance to give the Cubs the lead again. Oh no, disastrous. Hits a line drive right at Lou Gehrig. Kiki Kyler was wandering too far off of second base. They double him up. Double play. They get out of the jam. Huge defensive play there for the Yankees. And we stay tied at 3. Going to the bottom of the 6th. Pat Collins has driven in 2 runs. Solo home run in the 2nd, a sacrifice fly in the 4th. This time, bouncer to the shortstop. Oh, it eats up Woody English. Pat Collins is aboard on the E6. First error of the game for either team. That'll bring to the plate Mark Koenig, who is 1 for 2 today. And Pat Collins, maybe a bad hit and run or something. Pat Collins is caught stealing. He doesn't like the call. He's arguing with the umpire. Pat Collins has just been ejected from the game for arguing with the umpire. Oh my goodness. So, the base runner wiped out. The Yankees lose their starting catcher. Johnny Grabowski will have to replace him. So, 1 out here in the 6th. Nobody on base now. Mark Koenig still at the plate. And Koenig draws a walk. So a costly caught stealing there for the Yankees. Now Joe Dugan, 1 for 2 with a double. Reroll the red die that got hung up in the corner. Dugan strikes out. Charlie Root strikes him out for out number 2. To the pitcher spot, Herb Pennock is 0 for 2 today. And Pennock beats out an infield. Will beat out. He gets an infield single to keep the inning alive. First and second, 2 outs. Earl Combs is 0 for 3 today. And his woes continue. Fly ball into center field. Hack Wilson has it for the 3rd out. We're on to the 7th. As we said, Pat Collins was ejected. Johnny Grabowski will come in and catch. Leading off for the Cubs in the top of the seventh, it is Woody English, who is 1 for 2. Ground ball left side, Joe Dugan has it. Throws over to first, 1 out. Zach Taylor is 0 for 2. He's got a base hit here, though. Sharply hit ball into right field. The Cubs have a runner with 1 out. Charlie Root comes to the plate 0 for 1. Already has 1 sacrifice. He will look to bunt here as well. And not a good bunt. Right back to Herb Pennock, who throws to second base. Mark Koenig's covering. They get the lead runner. Charlie Root does make it aboard on a fielder's choice. So 2 outs, still a runner on first. Here's Norm McMillan, who is 0 for 3 today. And pops it up left side. Joe Dugan has it. Side retired. To the bottom of the 7th after the 7th inning stretch. Tony Lazzeri, 2-3-4 hitters coming up. Lazzeri's 1 for 3, singled his last time up. This time, Root strikes him out. 1 away. Here's Babe Ruth, 1 for 2, doubled his first time up, walked his last time up. Deep fly ball to right, but at the warning track, Kiki Kyler has it. 2 outs. That'll bring to the plate Lou Gehrig, 0 for 2 with a walk. And Lou Gehrig, a drive to right. It's back, it's gone. Lou Gehrig with a solo home run has given the Yankees a 4-3 lead. Gehrig just 1 hit in his last 17 at-bats. He's got one here, his second one in 18 then. It is a home run. It has given the Yankees the lead here in the bottom of the 7th. And that is Lou Gehrig's 3rd home run of the year. 4-3 Yankees, 2 outs, bottom of the 7th. Here's Bob Musial. Musial 1 for 3. And Root strikes him out to end the inning. We've seen 4 home runs in this game, 2 for Chicago, 2 for the Yankees. The last one by Lou Gehrig has given New York a 4-3 lead heading to the 8th. 2-3-4 hitters coming up for the Cubs. Riggs Stevenson leads off. He's 0 for 2 with a walk. And a leadoff walk is issued. Riggs Stevenson's aboard. Here's Rogers Hornsby, 1 for 3. 2-run home run way back in the 1st inning. Almost got another one, but not quite. Instead, pops it up into foul territory, and the catcher, Johnny Grabowski, has it for the 1st out. That'll bring to the plate Hack Wilson. 2 for 3 today. Singled both of his last 2 times up. And Hack Wilson deposits one over the left field wall. The Cubs are back in front. A 2-run home run for Hack Wilson. The Cubs hadn't scored in the 5 straight innings. They are back on the board here in the 8th. Hack Wilson, 2-run home run. His team best 6th of the season. It is 5-4 Cubs. Kiki Kyler comes to the plate with 1 out, 1 for 3. Pennock strikes him out for the 2nd out. There's Charlie Grimm, 1 for 3 with a home run. Ground ball to second base. Lazzeri has it, but Lazzeri's throw is in the dirt. Lou Gehrig can't scoop it. Charlie Grimm is aboard on the E4. First error of the game for the Yankees. So 2 outs, runner on for Woody English, who is 1 for 3. And Pennock strikes him out to end the inning. Hack Wilson's 2-run home run has given the Cubs the lead again. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Here is Johnny Grabowski, who replaced Pat Collins when Collins was ejected for arguing after being called out on a steal attempt. Grabowski this season, 3 hits and 11 at-bats, .273 average. Get things started here in the 8th. And Grabowski, ground ball right side. Grimm has it. Charlie Roots covers first. Grimm flips it to him. He's out. Grabowski retired. So here's Mark Koenig, 1 for 2 with a walk. And hard hit ball up the middle. Can Woody English get to it? Yes, he can. Throws over to first. He is out. 2 outs. So that brings Joe Dugan up to the plate, 1 for 3, doubled his first time up. And pops it up left side. Norm McMillan has it. Side retired. 1-2-3 inning for Charlie Root in the 8th. We go to the 9th. Zach Taylor to lead things off. 8, 9, and 1 hitters here for the Cubs. So far, the Cubs 5 runs on 8 hits. The Yankees 4 runs on 8 hits. Cubs with a 1-run lead here entering the 9th. Zach Taylor's 1 for 3 today. And Zach Taylor will get things started with a walk. That'll bring to the plate Charlie Root. If the Cubs had any sort of closer, we might pinch hit here, but they really do not have a very good bullpen. So Root is going to look to close this one out. He'll be looking to sacrifice Taylor here. And Root, foul strike on his first bunt attempt. And a terrible bunt. Pops it up. Root, the catcher Grabowski has it, fires to first, and Zach Taylor had wandered too far off of first. They double him up. Another great defensive play for the Yankees. And that is a double play, and now there are 2 outs. Norm McMillan comes to the plate for the 5th time. He is 0 for 4. And he's got his first hit of the day. Bloops one over the shortstop's head. Cubs have another base runner. Riggs Stevenson, 0 for 2, has walked twice. And Stevenson, hard hit ball on the right side. Gehrig with a diving stop, gets to his feet, tosses it to Herb Pennock covering first, and Stevenson's out by a step. So we are headed to the bottom of the 9th. The Yankees trail by a run. We have seen a lot of 9th inning comebacks of late, not necessarily here on YouTube, but in a lot of the other games I've had. We've had a lot of amazing finishes. We will see if we have another one here today. Herb Pennock is scheduled to lead off. Yankees will send up a pinch hitter. Will be Ray Morehart. Morehart is actually looks like he's going to be making, let's see. Nope. Morehart is 0 for 3 at the plate this season. So can the Yankees get something going here? No, Charlie Root strikes out Morehart for the first out. Here's Earl Combs, 0 for 4. And he hits a fly ball into right. Kiki Kyler chases it down. 2 outs. Yankees are down to their last out. Tony Lazzeri, 1 for 4 in this ball game. And he pops it up left side. Norm McMillan makes the catch, and the Cubs win game 1 of this series 5-4. The 1929 Chicago Cubs, 5 runs on 9 hits. They made 1 error. They left 6 runners on base. The 1927 Yankees, 4 runs on 8 hits, 1 error, 7 runners on base. We saw 5 home runs in this contest here today. The Cubs, as we said, 9 hits, 3 of them from Hack Wilson. 6 other players had a single hit. We saw home runs by Rogers Hornsby, Hack Wilson, and Charlie Grimm. Wilson's turned out to be the game winner. In fact, all 5 runs of Chicago's came via home runs. Charlie Root will get the victory, and he will improve to 4-1 on the season. Root 9 innings, 8 hits, 4 runs, all of them earned, 3 walks and 4 strikeouts. For the Yankees, they had 8 hits. 8 different players had a hit. 8 of the 9 starters had a hit. Only Earl Combs had an offer. Lou Gehrig and Pat Collins hit home runs. Collins drove in a couple of runs before being ejected from the contest. Herb Pennock will take the loss. He will fall to 3-3 on the season. 9 innings, 9 hits, 5 runs, all of them earned, 3 walks and 4 strikeouts. So, what does it mean? The Cubs stay hot. They have won their 8th game out of the last 9. They improved to 14-7 on the season. The Yankees have lost for the 5th time in their last 8 games. They dropped to 16-9. So, big result here for the Cubs as they try to stay close to the 1920 Indians at the top of the series. Yankees really, really struggling of late. So, that's game 1 of this 4-game series. If you want to see how the rest of this one turned out, head over to rogersportsgames.com. We will have the recap of games 2, 3, and 4. We'll have all the stats, box scores, recaps, and more if you want to see how this series turned out. So, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please like and subscribe my channel. I'd appreciate that. Have a good one. Thanks.